2XKO gets the new patch, a new direction. Cap Cops are coming, and we have some potential quote-unquote Tokon leaks. Welcome to Double Tap. This is Smash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. I'm, of course, your host, Crash, and with me, I've got my two other hosts here to hold it down for this week's episode. We got Static Gorilla in the building.
Hello. Post Resident Evil 9.
Oh, yes, we are at the Requiem of things. I myself have also done that game. And also Meza in the building. What up?
Hello. Wait, fellas? You guys didn't do insanity runs yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so you're not done with the game.
Not yet. No, we're not done. Until Static does a randomizer that gets him stuck like he did with Resident Evil 4, we're not really done.
Oh no, I mean insanity mode will do that for you first. So
I'll do it just for you, Meza. Anyway,
I'll watch.
Yeah, what is this? This is the wrong podcast.
No. You know what? I'll do it after you finish Expedition. So go ahead.
Oh, you're still on that.
I will be playing tomorrow. I'll be playing tomorrow.
Okay.
Damn, the call-outs is real. I get to finish everything, so I'm playing a bunch of other things right now. Like
right, Deadlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deadlock's so fun.
Deadlock right now. Deadlock is hella fun. You know what? It gives the OG fighting game vibes when you look at the just the character design alone. Anyway, that's not what this is about. There's plenty of other places you can probably check out some of those things. But we're talking about fighting games, man. We've got quite a bit of things to get into. Or rather, it's a chill week, but the stuff that we got, there's some substance in like each and every one. Not to say we don't cover that, but like, man, these are some fucking really interesting decisions on a multitude of different companies. So let's jump right into it. Let's start with the senior of the companies that we're going to be talking about, Capcom.
Do we have to?
Okay. What? Oh, we have to? Yeah, we got to, dog. We got to,
so
dog.
Alex,
we
right?
Alex,
yeah. No,
Alex. No, that was last week's episode. But so Capcom pointed out. So remember, Capcom Cup 12 is coming up. And the Street Fighter League finals as well. That is happening. What is it? March 14th or /15th, kind of in Japan time. Until the 23rd. That's like right around the corner. It's literally at the end of the week. So by the time this episode comes up, you guys will have already seen it. We've covered the back and forths when it comes to Capcom and their decision making when it comes to how they've taken Capcom Cup 12 finals and Street Fighter League. It's a pay-per-view, and we've talked in nauseum about how yes, Japan is used to that already, right? Like they're really gearing it towards the market that they know. So that's been normal in Japan. Now they're like, hey, we're gonna push this joint worldwide. They're gonna test it out. They want to see how it works out. Reception has not been good, and if you look at any of the episodes or listen to any of the episodes that we covered it on, generally it's what you guys expect. Negative. It's like, yo, like we've never had to do this before. What's really the point? Because the caveat is they said it's gonna be out for free. Anyone can watch it for free, but only a week later. Like, bro, who waits for a tournament? Like you're acting like there isn't gonna be spoilers. You're acting like there's not gonna be results somewhere, right? What's the point? The point is to watch it live with everyone, right? And like get hype, enjoy the matches, all that kind of good stuff.
Here's your wrestling tidbit of the day. Gone are the days of pre-recorded television, and nobody you still have pre-recorded TV for certain things, and stuff gets out not necessarily because of an NDA, but because people are there with their phones. Recording. Like people are going to be there with their phones recording. People are going to be recording at their friend's house, tweeting about it.
Doing live streams of like, yo, it was crazy. Like I'm going to give you all the spoilers of what's going on like live or something, right? Like, so Capcom in their infinite wisdom posted out a pretty lengthy announcement when it comes to the co-streaming aspect of it. Because now, today's market is different, right? When live events happen, Game Awards, whatever happens, like co-streaming, it's a big thing, right? You want to get as many people to watch. So if you can get as many streamers to like co-stream and it just puts it out there. It's a smart thing to do. It's just natural. Cool, great. They're like, yo, you're not allowed to, if you're not in the program, I don't know about the program exactly, all the details on it, but if you're not an official Capcom co-streamer, please refrain from co-streaming it. Don't talk about it. Don't show clips. Nothing. Because they want to be able to respect their paying viewership, that actually paid to watch the finals, to be able to just, have that exclusivity because they paid money for it, right? everything about what I just said is kind of like just such a complete opposite of like how fighting games like are at its core. It's accessible. It's meant for anybody. You shouldn't have to have a entry point really to get in. This is supposed to be the epitome of that, of the finals of our competition, of the competitors that put in the grind and the work in Street Fighter and Street Fighter League, of course, only to then it not be allowed to be shared, not be allowed to be talked about. We're going to actively look at people that are potentially making, going to try to make content of it. They're going to try to govern this. And it's like, for one, fucking insane that Capcom would think they're, at the levels of Nintendo, right? Like you say Melee and Tournament, you got the red dot, like on the sniper from the other building is already looking at you. Like as soon as that happens, right? You could just feel it on your forehead. But it was just like, it's just so weird of a choice, because then they're saying like, hey, a week later, when it is uploaded for free, anyone can use the video content. But I'm like, bro, aren't you supposed to also have it in Battle Hub? Like, they took like a good step forward. They were like, yo, we're gonna put it in Battle Hub. Okay, there's no commentary. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, you get to still see it. Like, you get to implement this cool thing of like streaming and your product itself, and you're morphing it together, right? We talked about like, yo, it's like PlayStation Homes type ass vibes. I'm like, that's dope. But then they're like, yes, but you're not allowed to then stream this. So if you're like playing Street Fighter 6, you happen to be in the hub and that shit show up, like you're in trouble. It's like, what the fuck? What is this mentality? What are they thinking about this? It just does not make any sense to me.
I have no words. It doesn't make sense to me either. Because like, what if you're in there, like you said, you're going to be streaming? Or what if somebody who doesn't know, just imagine the most casual person is like streaming their Street Fighter game, and they go to the Battle Hub and they're like, oh, there's tournaments happening? Oh, I can sit here? Oh, I can watch? Hey, I know, well, Punk's not there. I know Tokido, sure. Let's sit down. Yeah. Hey guys, hey, my stream chat. Yo, did y'all know about this? Yo, don't stream it. It's gonna be like.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. My thing.
Go
ahead.
It's insane. Oh, go on. I'm saying it's insane, man. Like I like even that's such a great, that's a great angle. Like people, you're acting like as if everyone is reading Capcom Fighters like social media or some shit.
I was just gonna say, I think it's weird because, and I'm gonna do the Gabe. I'm gonna use wrestling for a moment. I think wrestling has transitioned out of let's stop doing this whole we're going to get people to pay for pay-per-view and just get it a little bit more noticeable. It's already been noticed, but a lot more accessible. So they put it on stuff like Netflix or even boxing matches and other streaming platforms that are bigger. I don't understand why Capcom just didn't shell out the money. Maybe go to Peacock or Apple or wherever they could. Because like even F1's on Apple now. It's on Apple TV. So I don't have to invest into anything besides maybe paying $15 for Apple TV. Or for a boxing match, I might have to only pay $15 because I pay for Netflix, right? Every month. I know it's not something that's common, like they're not always on that, but maybe this could be something like that. Street Fighter League is consistent. Maybe now you have Street Fighter League showcasing on Netflix or something. Where like, I just don't understand this format that they want to go for.
Or even on YouTube.
Yeah, I just don't see the money coming back. That's the problem. Where is the money coming back to them? If we're talking about this being a good idea for a company to invest, right? You're trying to get more eyes on it. You're not local. You're doing it almost like localized in Japan, and then you're like, okay, streamers, here you go, specific ones, but nobody else. Anybody else does it, we'll essentially do something about it. Cease and desist, right? I think that's a terrible idea. I don't really understand their method behind making some form of money or anything like that.
Like, I mean, like I said earlier, before we get to your point, Gabe, like I said earlier, is they've been trying it out with Japan, and they know their market, and they've kind of been gearing a lot of like Street Fighter. Seems like it's gearing towards more of the Japan because it's so big right now. It's getting such a large influx of people there, just due to obviously the events and all the collaborations they've done, and it's just hit home. And it's worked out for them there, and they're trying to. They're honestly, this is a test for me. I see this as just a test for them to see how far they can push it before people are going to vote with their wallets, right? They're not gonna watch. Viewership is gonna maybe be lower. it's gonna come back to them like, okay, cool. Like they got the data. Some companies are willing to do that. Sometimes you also have to make that move to try. Like that's why a part of me is like, I get it on a business side of things. They're gonna try something and see how it goes. Sure, there's gonna be some negativity. That's normal. Like right, whenever there are changes that are happening, it's normal to get like, oh, this is not what we did, this and the other. But there's a course where it's like when it's just like too fucking far. Like I get it, you're like trying to push it, but like if it's just too far, you should probably really listen to your consumers and your market at that point. But I feel like they're so committed at this point that they can't pull back. They can't back it up because they've already now sold however many in Japan that, you know, it's exclusive. You get it the day of. They can't just then open the floodgates, right? They've already got that money and they're probably putting it back into, you know, whatever components to make up whatever. So it's like they just cannot backpedal this at this point.
Oh no,
I think generally it's just like I said, it's just a test. It's just gonna see how far they can go before the dam breaks, and it might be pretty damn close.
I mean, this reminds me of the Overwatch situation where they exclusively went to just YouTube and they shot themselves in the foot.
It's just Twitch looking versus like YouTube viewership at the time was just
it's not the right move.
we already got dwindling. We got sponsors leaving us, dwindling viewership. Lowering. Yeah. We gotta do something. Move to even to a smaller pond. It's like okay,
at that rate they might as well just gone to Rumble.tv, bro. And they would have been terribly unsuccessful. Like I don't know, man. This is like such a weird thing that we shouldn't have an issue
in so many ways.
I can see from like so there's two things. First, if you were in top 8 and let's say you made top 8 of Capcom Cup, holy crap, that's an amazing achievement. And you want your family to watch with you. You watch it while they're at home.
So funny.
Do you gotta pay for each of them that's at home? Like,
they better all go to the same house.
Nah,
that's what I'm saying.
You better tell them, yo, everybody go to cousin whoever's crib. I'm gonna send them the 10-15. Go there if you want to see me. The family gonna be like, yo, bro, I'm getting out.
How big is that moment? Like, oh yeah, you've been spending all this time playing the game, and we can't watch you play. We have to pay to watch you play.
Better yet, you can't even watch them on the replay.
Right.
You know what's funny? What they'd ask, they'd probably be like, "Yo, you getting some of this money I'm putting in? Like, are they paying you with some of this money?" Like, that's what some parents are probably gonna be like, "Yo, you getting some of this cash that we're throwing in?" So no, man, I'll watch that shit in a week.
Yeah, and then the second point is, I can get it if maybe they're doing this for, like, so that they're not having to deal with Twitch ads, and maybe they're not that. I mean, that's something that they might run into a lot of the times. Like they just have to take so many breaks, right? I mean, but that's the thing. Like, there's no explanation as to why it's being done this way, and maybe it's just because they want exclusivity. But at the same time, it's just not the way.
I might be able to answer that only due to the fact that working with a Korean company and understanding a little bit more on overseas how they do. I know for at least when I had to do commentary for Dungeon Fighter Online, I had to strictly watch through Bilibili. That is a Chinese application. You know, it's their YouTube. There was no like YouTube for me to watch on that's normal YouTube, right? I had to stream my own perspective on the channel, the Dungeon Fighter TV channel, but I had to do it through watching like this Chinese application. So when we went to go look at the YouTube logs, there were none yet. So like the YouTube logs was me covering it on their channel. So it's like, oh, okay, there's some exclusivities here, right? So Japan's probably doing that where they have a platform that they want people to specifically go through. You might have a sponsorship that's like, you need to do it through this platform, because if you don't, then you're not going to get provided the extra money or whatever support that we're giving you. So it's I know it gets a little complicated, and from a casual standpoint, it looks stupid, right? But I'm pretty sure on a business aspect, from what I've at least experienced, I'm like, I kind of get why they go through those avenues, but I just think it's weird that they're doing this now. That's my
So, I mean, overall, like I said, overall sentiment, like not feeling too hot. I actually, honestly, I don't even know how I feel about watching it. The closer we've gotten to the date, I've been like,
forgetting.
Do you care?
I care because I love to see this, you know, with the new talent that's been coming out and how it's been shaping up. I'm like, man, like I want to see this. I want to. But I'm like, it just doesn't leave a good feeling. All right, let's keep it a buck. Can I spend $10 fucking to go do it? Yes. Technically, it's like 9-something euro where I'm at. What is it? Conversion rates, maybe.
But even that isn't the problem.
But
it's
that's
the
not
fact
the
that
point.
it's like I want to go on social media and share with people the fact that my favorite player did something.
Absolutely. Like, be in the hype, be in the chat, be in the discords, like, and be there for those moments. Like, we're getting that taken away from us. It's like, that does not feel right at the end of the day.
Blas won.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be like, fucking spoilers, like, on everything. That just doesn't feel good. It just is not feel good. It doesn't, if the goal is for online is to try to capture those moments we get offline. Because it's ironic, I can look through my phone and find footage of like what, 2017 Capcom Cup. We were at a certain LAN center watching some people play, and it's like hype. Like, I still have that footage. I'm like, man, I remember
Ricky Ortiz Nakodu?
Or
Mena,
so, yes.
or Mena Tokido one?
No, it was before that.
They were both. Though.
We did both, but I think the footage I have was the Tokido,
Ricky,
the Nakodu Ricky, because Chunners was on the screen. I remember that. But like, I remember that feeling. I'm like, man, that's so awesome. We're trying to create an environment online that kind of still can encapsulate that to a degree. It won't be one-to-one, but like, you can still like capture that pocket, that moment, that feeling with all the boys and all the homies and playing and all that. And I'm like, they're just taking it away, and I'm like, that why? Like, how, of all people, and it's the company that is like, as arguably the top most played fighting game right now. It's like, how are you slipping? How are you fumbling so hard? You're just planting it into the ground, and it's going out the other side of the world. That's how hard the fumble is. It's mind-blowing. So people aren't happy, but best believe when people aren't happy, they're just gonna go against your fucking rules. They're gonna go ahead and stream it. You're gonna see tweets about it, and they're not gonna give a shit because there's way more to it than just Street Fighter. Like, I don't know what Capcom could possibly do. To be perfectly honest, I don't know what the hell okay, cease and desist, sure. A takedown notice, okay, no problem. The information is out there. It's like, you can't govern it. Nintendo couldn't govern this shit. What makes you think you can?
I mean,
like,
Nintendo did a pretty good job though. And shutting everybody up.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. All right, I say that shit, but when they did that at EVO, and they were like, yo, you're stopping the finals in what? Excuse me?
If they want it to be done, they will.
Apologies, Nintendo. I forgot your game for a second there. I did forget you did do that shit. They gave no fucks. But yeah, Capcom, hopefully they just take this with the input. We take this input and then we move forward and make it better.
I'll also say TPCI is a big company that does that too. So don't think that it's just like Nintendo or Capcom can't do it. Like, TPCI is strong at it. Bro, they will change your name and put a T-shirt over you if they think it's not their brand or if it's not close to it.
The Pokemon company?
Yeah, they did it to us when we were playing Pokken at a CEO. I think it was like 2014 or something like that.
Static Gorilla? No. That's an ability of a Pokemon. You're not a Pokemon. Okay.
No, dude, they will literally change your name. They did it to.
Hey, I might go in August.
I remember hearing about that. I remember hearing that.
They did it to Thanksful a lot because
wear the most obscene shirt you can, Gabe. I want to see if they'll still do it.
Obscene shirt?
Yeah. If you have a shirt,
I'll send you one if you don't got one.
If you had a shirt that had a Pokemon on it that wasn't the TPCI brand's like actual Pokemon like shirt, they had a shirt prepared. They had shirts prepared to put on people. They were like, no, you're not wearing that. That's not our brand.
After the break, I'm going to bring one up.
XL. All right, bet. All right, so we are going to be taking a quick break, guys. After this, we'll be talking about yet another company that's making some very interesting decisions when it comes to their game. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Static couldn't find his shirt, but that doesn't mean we can't still talk about bad decisions. Okay, I won't say bad decision. I'm premising like this is already going to be doom and gloom, but these are just like some early impressions. So 2XKO has a new patch that has just dropped. The March patch is here, and it's to kind of address a lot of the ongoing flags, issues, and just general like feedback that the community is given about certain characters, this and that. I got to see last night there was a kind of a earlier patch like list shown out than Yohois, who is, I believe, lead QA for the game. Also did a kind of a TLDR tweet to kind of break it down. But it's already live now. Like, this is the version of the game that is out currently. 2 out of the 3 people in this show right now have already had their chance to just mess around with it to kind of get a feel. And we're going to be getting their input on things real shortly. But like I said, they went ahead and made some significant changes to certain champions. Some really seemed, overall like it wasn't necessary. Oh, there you go. Nice shirt. Yeah, you'll get a shirt thrown over that one. Is that not official merch? Get them out of here.
I got it from round 1.
Shout out to round 1.
I know.
But yeah, it's overall looking. What's the best word I can say here? Dicey. Dicey, yeah. I think, is a good word right now. Right now, early consensus is not feeling the best, but like I said, my hosts here, they've been able to sit down and play with their characters because guess what? They play top tiers. I don't. I'm a good boy. I don't play top tiers. I like to just play what I like. These guys, they're about the winners. I don't know what you're talking about. Anything Static says right now is a complete fucking lie. He's been paid off. Go on.
You say you don't play top tier. You make top tier.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Damn, is this Valentine's Day already? Oh no, already.
No,
it already passed, bro.
That's not the issue.
That's a pretty sweet ass line. I think
I'm trying to say is that
with that.
All right. So somebody, I think it was George Giobron. He comes up to me. He goes, "Yeah, apparently EU thinks that Vi is like the best character," and then I was like, "Oh, that's because Crash Tag is beating them up all over there." And he goes, "Really? I need to play him." And then you guys played each other at Frosty's,
yeah,
forever set.
Yeah, that was fun.
But anyway, moving on.
Shout out to George, man. I love those things. Still laugh about the thing that he pointed out to me, how like no one dashes under, and he I can't not get it over my head. Like I have a piece of tech, like people like to neutral jump, and like I don't know why, I just have muscle memory from Guilty Gear because Baiken's so tiny that she can dash under people, and I don't have to worry about a neutral jump button ever. And I do it in 2X, and he's literally yelling, "Nobody does that! Who does that?" And it's because it just completely nullifies anything he was doing. And I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was smart. Anyway, shout out to you, George. But yeah, so the patch dropped. They obviously went pretty heavy on the nerfs, on just like kind of across the board. The two biggest ones. You can nod your head all you want.
It's not across the board. It is not across the fucking board.
It is deserved. I don't give a
No, wait. Who are we talking about? Yasuo? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Yasuo's deserved. Absolutely. I'm sorry, Static.
To a certain extent.
Echo is also deserved. What do you mean? I knocked
Still
every
top
knockdown. Is a guess? Yeah. No, I think he's fallen. After watching Static kind of go through it, and all right, well, you know what? Static, give us your impressions. How are you feeling about
definitely fallen.
The nerfs?
You don't want to hear. All right, fine. You can hear mine. I don't care. You know what? Scrub quotes, quote me. I don't care. My thing is, I feel as though this is catering way too much to the issues that are plaguing the top tier or the pros. So what do I mean by that? I mean by it's taken away B&Bs that I sort of like already had sort of established, and maybe scenarios that I don't even find myself in when I'm not a pro myself. So I have to make adjustments that are going to be slower adjustments than actual pro players that are going to be playing at a certain level. I know it sounds very scrubby, but this is what scares either mid players or casual players from actually coming back to the game.
You're not wrong, actually.
And this is what happened to Mortal Kombat X into XL when they nerfed the overheads. And I'm saying, yes, the overheads were fast. Cassie Cage's overhead was hella fast. Forward X, was it forward 3?
Forward 3, yeah. Rip. No, back 2. Because she was just like...
It was the kick. It was the small kick.
Oh, the kick? That was forward 2 to 3, or 2-2.
Forward 3-2.
Yeah.
Forward 3-2 was good, and then you do the backflip.
I miss you so much. Yes. I miss you so much.
It's such a good overhead, but it's quick. And that's something that I liked from the story mode, something that I brought. And then my friend was like, yo, why is that kick so slow now? And he's casual. It's just like, yeah, he's coming back to the game. He doesn't like it anymore. Devora's overheads. She has two overheads. She had the forward tentacle.
Was it forward 2-2?
Forward 2-3. And then also her forward 3, I want to say, whatever it overheads and then launches behind her. So yeah, there were different things like that sort of like stopped me from playing the game a little bit more. So like there are certain B&Bs that you already get. You're like, all right, I just got accustomed to it. I just learned this new character. I just learned this new thing. And then you sit down and play it again. And you're like, yo, I don't have it anymore. Like, I just learned all of those things. And now you're telling me I have to adjust again? Now, yes, there are some B&Bs that stayed, or at least that work in the corner, or at least do this, or at least do that. But now I have to adjust to it even faster. And then playing online, even it doesn't feel like it's these changes are warranted. I know they want to change it every month or as quickly as possible, but something that I did mention to like a dev way back when at Evo was I feel as though it might be best to like sort of when you chop down a tree, you plant a tree. If you're gonna take something away, put something back in its place. Right now, it does not feel like Yasuo has something in its place other than the buff to the Rekka that hits them to stop.
And
so
you're saying they're taking it away. They're just scorching forests right now.
Yeah, and it's like, here, have this small tree that you might do like you're still gonna do 50%, but it's still like not gonna go anywhere. I don't know. It just feels bizarre to me.
I mean, for me, it's I like that analogy of like you take away a tree, you plant a tree kind of deal. Take a penny, leave a penny, right?
And that's what it felt like with Ari from her changes from the first game, from the first iteration to the second.
Yes. Like I think that was fine because you're kind of just rotating where the viability is coming from on the character versus just straight up like taking it away. Mind you, once again, I still want to put it up. This is still 0 day. Mm-hmm. We will see. I mean, already like within when we were already discussing the patch, Mezzo was already in training mode, showing me like, oh yeah, they got rid of the limit strike, so this is that. But then he goes, Cloud 805 is already like found. There's another route.
That was before someone else did, but yeah, it's just new routings.
For me, I was like, that is naturally what's going to happen. Is like people will find a way. Like the testers, they're great. They're gonna learn and not learn. They're gonna put out so much, and they're gonna try to understand like how these changes are going to be affected. But they won't know everything because they're not. You know, the team comparatively to the competitive scene of the guys that are playing this, arguably I would say even longer than they are, because they're, you know, you're a tester, it's your job, you're doing it, doesn't mean you're gonna go home and you're testing it. That no, like these guys, you know, some maybe are, but these guys that are like living and breathing this shit, like they're gonna put in the hours and they will find a way. The fighting game community will always find a way to get what they want in a character or get it as close to what they can do viably to a character before it's been deemed like, oh, you're dead, right? Game over. So I'm like, okay, that's natural. But overall, like just the way this patch like ended up being, was just, I think some things were just unnecessary. Like I think for me, I would say these are, like, if I were to put it into any kind of phrase, it would be like you're catching strays, is what I would say. Like Yasuo Echo, that's been done to death. They've been hooting and hollering about these characters forever. Ari is right there behind them, and she also got touched. But then there was just some weird ones for me that I was kind of like, okay, no, Warwick, sure. Yeah. The overhead doesn't do everything. We've talked about it before. I'm like, this overhead can counter low pokes, can blow up throws, can anti-air, and it's still comboable. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, and it has crazy range. It's like, what more do we need to do here, man? I know people are like, oh, 14 frames, you can't react. I'm like, bitch, it's a tag game. Like, reacting, good luck. That's the whole point. But then, like I said, there were just things that, you know, there was a lot of fixes as well, right? Caitlyn got a bunch of fixes. Darius, what the hell is that he got again? Where they're adding a gap, right, to his S2? Is that what it was, right?
Fucking major gap to his S2, which is the one that leads to bleed. It's the 2 big slashes. In between it, now you could just parry it or just jump.
Yo.
And dude, this game is so fucking confusing with what they want. Finish what you're gonna say, because I'm try not to rant.
The reason I was gonna say that is like, well, I say Darius is kind of like the closest to like this weird, like, you know, to cut a tree, take it, you know, build a tree, plant a tree, because they did that with the gap, but then midair S2, which I believe is the spin, or is it? Yeah, it's the spin, right? Because it's not apprehend.
No.
Now the second hit hits overhead. I'm like, okay, cool. So now he kind of has like a really wild looking dive kick that he can maybe get some sort of conversion. So now there's like a planting of there. It's like, okay, this overhead now is a path for me to get a hit that if people are sleeping on, can I then use that with then assist to then create a path from it, right? I'm like, okay, cool. Now we just created a branch.
Cool, but why did we take away Caitlyn's?
Wait, which ones was hers was taken away?
She had her overhead taken away.
Okay, cool. Yo, she deserves
Bro,
that shit.
there's just so much weird shit happening. Like,
yeah.
But, look,
and also Vi, Vi's S1, Air S1, which by the way I did not realize like is an overhead like that, because I'm like, who the fuck just S1? Like I've done it on accident where I've like pressed S1 like and I've jumped and it's like very low profile, and then she'll get the and slam me down. I'm like, oh, that's cute. Like it's an over. I never use that. Like I don't know who does, but then they're like, it's no longer an overhead. I'm like, why? Like what the fuck was the point of that? Also changing her jab to her down L to be 7 frame instead of 6 frame. I'm like, she's supposed to be a fast character. You already took away her health. You already dropped her below 1,000 health. I'm like, okay. Then S1 hitbox. Okay, sure, change that. But then her box.
That's the worst.
I'm like, bro. Why? My question is why? Like, who's complaining about Vi? Who gives a fuck? She was fine. I know. I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not trying to be biased here. Seriously, but it's because I haven't I've heard yes, Vi is a prop, but it's a prop because I play her. There's a difference. I'm making her feel good. She has a great kit, but I'm playing her a certain way. But it's it's not broken. It's not like how often do you see Vi in top 8? Like I know I'm getting into the arguments oh well, you're just going over the top characters. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to understand because it doesn't feel good for me as a player.
Zando is the only one I see.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Zando with the Vi Warwick. It's just like I don't get the direction. It's because it just doesn't feel good for me. And I'm like, I'm at that casual, kind of competitive side. I'm like, all right, I'm chilling. I'm not going too nuts with it, but it's like, it doesn't feel good when my shit's catch. I'm like, why? Like, what the fuck was the point of that? Like, I get bodied all the time, but way better things. Why am I getting the strays over here? Like, all right, I guess. And if that's how I'm feeling, I'm pretty laid back about it. I'm not super invested, crazily into it. But imagine the people that are. I'm like, this is terrible. This doesn't feel good at all. Like, how is this patch supposed to kind of be? It's rough because I'm like, they're trying to obviously also fix kind of the optics of the game, right? Because of right after Frosties and the layoffs and just a lot of people are unsure and they're like, oh, it's it's Jover for us, right? Like this does not instill that confidence, unfortunately. It does a sprinkle a little bit in. But I feel overall, it's just not feeling great. Because also, Alawi, right? Alawi's been bugged to hell. I mean, shout outs to Bleed for fucking winning Frosties, though. That's what's up. But to the 99% other of people that are not that level, like Static was talking earlier, it's they're kind of getting hit with, these other problems that just aren't being, addressed. Yes, they fixed the infinite block stun that she had. There's an unblockable.
I've only seen one person do that, and that's F Champ on his stream, where it just juggles in the corner on down H, something else H, and the tentacles and whatever.
to 2H.
It's crazy, but it's very situational and hard to do.
Yeah, so it's it's very weird. I'm like, this is what we focused on. We could have worked on the other bugs here. I mean, I've seen that there's apparently some addressing. They're yes, they're tricky, and I get it. Because they're they fixed one thing, but then it really broke other things, and they prefer to go lesser of two evils, right? Let's go with the one thing that's kind of slightly broken versus making a character that's just unplayable, right? At that level, it's okay, I get that, I get the sentiment there, understand, but yeah, just to come, I feel this patch you had to come out swinging with a really, really good direction. I know it's hard to nail too, can't please everybody, but I still feel it's just a little too far on the spectrum of not correct, that I don't think people just aren't kind of getting great impressions of it. Once again, this is early, this is day 0, we'll see how it shapes up.
I'm gonna call it it's a fucking shit show of a patch. People may take it in one way where they say, oh, your character got nerfed, this and that. I don't give a fuck about any of that. There's characters that got touched that didn't need to get touched. Alawi, right now, we think that there's a possibility that they used a completely different build. And we don't know if that was a fuck up or something. But Alawi's tentacle, when you do her S1 when a tentacle's out and you go to tag switch, doesn't activate the tentacle. So it doesn't get that
oh
mix effect.
Yeah.
So we don't know if that's intentional because they didn't put it in there. There's stuff like Ari's not getting counter hit on doing down S2. The S1, it's just a load of random shit. Yeah, I can harp on here about oh, Echo got nerfed. I don't particularly care. I'm probably going to drop him down in the future. There's better characters that are probably going to come out. That's just the way of the game. But if we're talking about things to kind of be scared of, is the fact that Yasuo is a good example of a character that could have been nerfed in a better way. They nerfed so many things that I'm not worried about the combo route. I know it's going to be harder. I've actually heard a lot of different discrepancies about it. I've heard from people crying about it, saying the character's just completely destroyed. Not even just you, A7. Yeah. All the Yasuo players. Cloud 805 has kind of said, it's not great. I don't understand why we got to change the combo routes a third time. Which I agree with. I don't understand. I don't understand this changing of combo routes for no reason. That's not the problem.
You know what? I kind of just understood why, though. I just hit. They want to give us the true League of Legends OG experience where a new character came out every week and you have to relearn shit every week. They're trying to bring that back. Like, you're going to learn new shit every week if you want to really play this.
I'm okay with that when you have over 40 characters in the game. Then we can talk about that.
Good call out. Good call out.
But, like, ultimately, no. I do feel like some of these nerfs were unnecessary. Darius nerf, I kind of get why they did that, but that should have been on block. That shouldn't be on hit, right? I mean, well, it's not going to matter on hit. It might. Who knows? We haven't really tested it everything. But we know, like, on block, there's a gap now. Okay, so you don't want the whole infinite block string stuff, but I thought we fixed that before. So you went a different route with it and made the character worse when he already wasn't a big problem. Then
there are some characters. You know what? I also want to bring up. There are just some characters that are fun to fight against.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people talk about like characters they love playing with. Because it's their team, it's who they want to represent, and that's how they express themselves. But there are just some characters that I go like, man, these interactions are fun to do. Because it just, I can't really put it any other way. It's just fun. Darius actually, as much as I can get pained and beat up by him, and the boy swings that axe, I'm like, bro, 5M all day, like, headless. I only got one head. Like, how many times are you gonna chop my head off? It's like, for me, it's fun. I find it interesting because it just like, I don't know, the interactions are cool. Like, so it's like a part of me also feels bad when that gets taken away and it makes it too boring. Bless you.
Thank you.
When an interaction gets too boring, then I'm like, whatever. Like it takes a little bit of that spark away.
It's like they're telling us like, oh, we want you to use Opera 10 times more. And it's like, no. That's not the whole goal of like playing the character. But at the same time, you nerfed certain stuff on Echo. You just made it another way for us to figure out another routing to get to all the same shit. Which they did already.
Yeah.
We figured out how to still do the burrito mix-up setup. It's harder, but guess what? If we touch you with it, you're going to complain. It doesn't matter. All it is 1 out of 5 times for it to happen, you're going to say something. Yeah. It's going to be at a critical time, right?
But 1 out of 5 versus, 5 out of 5 times that you're dealing with it. I'm like, that's like, I say that's like a decent direction. Honestly, I think the Echo changes have been like solid of all the things that I don't think
didn't hurt
they're
them.
terrible. Exactly.
I can tell you they didn't do anything. Same with Ari. Nothing has changed. Well, these two characters, we actually got buffed technically, just so you know.
Wait, where did you get buffed?
Ari's technically number 1. And it's across the board. Everybody's saying it. As the top player is saying, Ari's number 1. And I kind of get why. First off, her J2H, the one that swipes down, bigger hitbox.
Really?
Bigger hitbox too. Which is fine.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
But she's still gonna blow you up.
Damn,
even though they fixed
hitbox bigger.
Even though they fixed crouching 2Hs, she's still blowing character. We just watched it happen on iPhone stream earlier, where she still got blown. Vi got blown up for 2H trying to 2H it. Bro, the characters.
First of all, that's a terrible.
No, but they fixed it
because Vi's 2H is Garbaggio. No, yeah. They said they fixed. They said they fixed anti-airs for collision pills for multiple 2Hs, Ari, Braum, Darius, Echo, Alawi, Jinx, Vi, Warwick, Yasuo. Because there's just some weird things, but Ari's a special girl.
My thing is, at the end of the day, I mean, 100%, Ari's definitely number 1 because everybody else got nerfed. It's undoubtedly. She just still plays the game the way she wants.
She got 9 tails, baby, 9 lives.
But like, it feels like even characters like Warwick kind of got this pseudo weird nerf where it was like, okay. But like, yeah, I do agree. I think that a character like Echo, his biggest issue is playing the neutral. He plays the neutral too well. I'm saying this and I play him. Like, he just plays it's almost uninteractable. I kind of hate it sometimes that I had to play it. But it's like, at the end of the day, the reason why I'm saying that it's kind of scary looking from whether you're a casual or a top player, it doesn't matter. Overall, the company is nerfing and doing things that are drastically scary. Like, they're over. It's one thing when you over-tune a character, because you can always slightly nerf it down. You're over nerfing characters.
When you over nerfing, it's almost just it's just worse.
Because that means anyone can get shot when they come out or when they're out already. Like, I get it. Yeah. That's the League of Legends mindset. Nerf a character to the ground, rebuild the whole character. If that's what you want to do, just rebuild the character. Leave them in the state of the way they are. It's not going to make the game more fun. Now you have people who are probably not going to want to play Yasuo, like Gabe, who are like, well, he's not fun. It's not even a matter if he just doesn't work. He's not fun.
I don't find Caitlyn fun.
But
darn.
I don't know. I just think that the game, I have faith, right? And it's a different type of faith. It's not like blind faith, because that's scary, right? But it's like, I want to believe that they're doing these changes.
Please believe.
So that they can hopefully overhaul the core system of the game. Because I'm sorry, I don't want push block to be tied to my assist. That's fucking stupid. Just make it back to the meter. Let me lose meter. We make meters so fast in this game. I'd rather push block you twice or full screen. It just doesn't make sense why I'm losing. I am at a negative point. Like right now, it makes no sense that when I push block something, that I'm getting punished for push block, which is supposed to be a defensive mechanic that saves me. I understand retreating guard. That has a good mechanic behind it. You just go low.
Yeah. Yep.
But push block, the one tool that everybody asks for, like in every other fucking versus game, it finally gets put in the versus game. The first time we're like, oh, this is pretty strong. It's pretty good. But they're like, no, guys, you got to parry. Parry is the most important. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we really doing with these core mechanics? Because none of them are making sense. You want me to take the risk where I don't want to take risk for a little bit of a reward, which is just basically hitting you for fucking half the damage that I normally would do? Or I push block and hope that I push blocked at the right time. And I don't know, Darius didn't get to stay in because you didn't switch at the right time, or you didn't push block the right character. It's fucking weird, man. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think they're still gathering, like, just final thoughts. I think they're still gathering just like, the direction for the game, because definitely things are shaking up for sure. I don't know how far along this patch was like getting designed. I would assume it was in the works for quite some time, probably before even Frosties and such.
Cool.
For sure. Or not before, but like as soon as the patch came out from Frosties, they were obviously working on more, because Frosties, I think, was the first patch. Yeah, it was, because the console, released, and that was that version, Caitlyn, this and that, and that's when so like since Frosties, I'm sure this has been cooking, and it sucks, like in some sense of like how it's kind of feeling. Once again, these are just first-hand impressions. We'll see how it plays out. But the one thing I'll give them confidence for is that they are listening. They do want to hear this, and they will apply. Are they applying it correctly? Like, yeah, like I know I kind of said like, oh, but they're listening. I was like, yeah, but they're going fucking way over here. Like, what are they listening to? Like,
touching things
are they listening to us in a different language? What's up? Like,
I think for me, the biggest thing is I'm getting flashbacks of DNF Duel all over. And if this didn't have an IP behind it, this shit would be so fucking cooked. It'd be worse than DNF Duel, because there's so many problems that are, and it's good. They're at least being, transparent. They're talking to everybody.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
the only things that they have going for them. I promise you, if they didn't have the Riot title behind them, this was like, I don't know, Rising Fighter or whatever. Done. Doesn't matter who's behind it. Done. It's the IP that's saving it. This was Dragon Ball FighterZ. IP saves it.
Yeah,
and it kind of did.
Which we've seen that happen. For some,
yeah.
Street Fighter 5 was a prime example of fucking dog shit on release. Saved because Capcom. Because Street Fighter.
It's kind of hard right there.
I don't know what to tell anybody. Like Avatar, Invincible. All these games can make mistakes, and they're going to be saved by IP alone, because people like the characters, people like the story, they like all that extra shit. if something goes wrong, saved by the IP. Let this not be. Look at Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear has gone through iterations of garbage at times. Saved by the IP.
Well, the IP became mainstream, and
but that's the thing.
You know,
the IP became mainstream because of Dragon Ball.
No, that's not true. Actually, we covered it way back. Accent Core plus R was sold out in GameStops. We're not talking about like people pre-order and there was no more. They sold out even with them on the shelf.
You know what Guilty Gear is? You know what Guilty Gear is? Guilty Gear in the fighting game scene is the equivalent to a cult classic.
I agree with that.
Like you've heard that with movies where it's like, oh, it didn't do great in box office. But it's got like such a very core, it resonates very much to like core audiences out there that everyone knows it. But it's like it didn't have to do crazy when it came out. But it like got popular enough that it's just got this audience there that just love the IP, love everything about it, and just like really live and breathe that shit. Like that's what Guilty Gear was for a good while. And then Strive kind of like Final Destination kind of deal. But like it definitely then kind of went more mainstreamish after a while. I don't know. We can get into that whole conversation a whole other time. But let's close out final thoughts. These are just our first impressions for the new patch that came out here for 2XKO. We're gonna have to see. Just check in next week after we spend some time and actually play it, because we're definitely gonna be having some sets and get an overall feel for how these characters end up. But let us know what you guys think about it. Feel free to hit us up on Discord or on socials and give us your favorite bits, or comment on your favorite podcast platform that you're listening on. Let us know what you think about the 2X scene. If you've been keeping up, or you've been playing, how you feeling about this latest patch. We'll be coming right back, guys, after this to close out the show. We've got a couple of quick little topics to get into, like some pro players getting a supposed controller. I can't see supposed that I've seen the ad. But also let's check out some Tokon leaks after this. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. And this is the second week where we're actually talking about MenaRD, but not in a sense of actually results or anything right now in terms of scene, but really about the moves Mena's making right now. It's, last week we talked about how he became co-owner of Bandits, right? The esports group that he, was a great big part of, was making out his breakouts in. He reached back and went to support. Like, hey, I really want to be a part of this. He believes in that. And, kind of talked about how that kind of a power move is like, transcending you as just a player. It's like really kind of trying to create Mena as a brand, right? Like, the player is one aspect, but the branding of like MenaRD being involved with something is like what I think he's kind of blowing up into. Sure enough, well then GameSir comes out and actually then puts out a code-designed controller that is coming out specifically, catered to fighting game players. And like I said, co-designed by MenaRD with the patented Blanca green and orange, the character that made his, I don't want to say make his career, because his career was actually made by cats like Birdie and such. But, in Street Fighter 6, where it's now much more, exposed to, it was obviously what he has been winning and done very, very well with. And with his like signature, on the little corner of the controller, I was like, it's nice, tactful. I dig it. I just saw this and I was like, my man is making the moves. Moves RD is his name right now. And I'm not really surprised. Like after, like I said, that announcement with Bandits, I'm like, okay, he's clearly just trying to build his brand in other ways. Like what other avenues can he go into? Controllers. That's actually not a bad look. I can't really think of many fighting game players outside of, let me see.
Daigo making a book.
Daigo, well, yes, Daigo makes a book, but Daigo's a brand in itself. For like the Beast is literally a brand in itself now, right? He's built that up on his back. But then we've got, what is it? Not Fudo. Oh my goodness, Sako, right? Sako designed and helped with Hori when he worked on the Hayabusa stick with the Fighting Edge, right? That was his big project that he worked on, which I also have a version of. It's a sick stick. It's a sick product. It was dope. It was one of my favorite sticks of all time. Who else? Snake Eyes at one point was working on a controller. I don't know if you remember this. This is like
when he was working on the Mad Catz controller, right?
It was. I don't know if it was even Mad
6
Catz.
buttons, right?
It was like this very interestingly engineered one. It looked, all right, look, to keep it a buck, it looked like the bottom of a shoe. It looked kind of weird. It looked like rubber, but it's like, yeah, it's very interesting, you know, because it was after his breakout. He was with Red Bull, right? And just like, you know, he was that guy. Yeah, like he did like so seeing this, I was just getting kind of flashbacks. I'm like, that's good. Like, yeah, like, you know, you should naturally expand to those levels at some point, especially if your name does carry that weight. I think it's a very smart move. So, you know, I just wanted to put out like Moves RD is really happening right now. Like the guy is like, you know, even if when he's not competing, he's clearly, you know, doing his thing to kind of make sure that the name sticks in whatever way.
I hate the way the control looks. I know they're doing it because of Blanca, bro. That color scheme sucks ass.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Only because I hate dealing with Blanca. I'm like, not the biggest fan. But I think this is just like it's co-designed, so I think there's some specific changes to like maybe the tactileness of it, maybe even the sticks and such, right? I actually would love to see what more of the details. Okay, ultra low latency, where I can actually build it with the 1000 polling rate for the actual USB, which I'm like, that's cool. That's pretty standard. Like, we want to talk about over polling, USB polling over here. Anti-drift, so Hall effect sticks. Some de facto, you know, standards when it comes to like controllers and such. I really want to understand what he helped in design. To be honest,
the buttons, the
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if he used the analog stick, but
yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand here is like where his input really went in. But maybe exclusive colorway is actually co-designed by MenaRD. So maybe he didn't have so much as a technical part to it. Maybe it was just the color scheme itself, which, hey, cool. That also is good. Whatever aspect that you can throw in there, go for it. I can't knock it. Good for him though. I think this is great to just have something like that to kind of establish like the work that you put in, that I'm sure he's getting some sort of kickback for. So hey man, also fattens the wallet. So win for you, my guy. Enjoy that. All right, so go on.
Okay, no, I'm just looking at modern controllers right here. No, Xbox One and PlayStation, and I don't know, man. I don't like how those buttons look. The X, Y, A,
not
B.
feeling the buttons?
No, they look like they're still too indented too far. I don't know. That's just me. But I was thinking, like, what did you play Resident Evil, Andre?
I was on mouse and keyboard.
Oh, of course.
Because I'm a fucking psycho.
If I didn't play on anything else, I'm playing on something like it's actually like PC, like it's one of those Android like phone controllers, but it's like works for everything.
Universal.
Funny enough, because everyone's pulling out controllers, what I mess with more nowadays when it comes to controllers, I have an 8-bit though controller, like a SM30 Plus. Really good actually. Like and it's funny enough, it kind of this GameSir controller kind of gives me those same vibes. But yeah, no, it just feels really good. I'm particular when it comes to the weight and like the grip of my controllers more than anything else. Like I think I can play on anything. Sure, I'll appreciate like certain triggers and such, but like I don't know, like if I'm really deep at that point when it comes to a shooter and such, I'm rarely playing on gamepad. I will always be on mouse and keyboard. Yes, I know. Aim assist and such is also a big factor when it comes to competitiveness in certain games. Apex Legends. But it's not enough for me to really worry too much. I'm either arcade stick, hitbox, or keyboard. Mouse and keyboard is like my go-tos, really. So, all right. So with that, let's move on to our last bit here, which is Tokon. As if we can't get enough of it, we covered, of course, all the news that went off last week and all. And if you want a thing of nightmares, I just don't know why I didn't notice it before until Static actually showed up and told me about it. But they posted up a new video about 2 days ago, just kind of like reiterating some of the changes, right, that are coming in. One being that, your supers, your actual like supers themselves will no longer be causing wall break. It's actually some of your wall break moves and such that are specific that are actually going to create that animation from happening. It's ArcSys kind of listening for the feedback and also learnings from Strive and the constant wall breaking into neutral kind of situation that you're getting. But that additional thing, the nightmare portion, comes from that video clip when around, what is it? Looks like 7 seconds. Oh God. Sorry. Please edit that out. That was not my scream. 7 seconds is you see Wolverine air dash. Bro, I don't know what the Heroes and Heralds is going on here. This is almost as bad as Heroes and Heralds when you were able to give Virgil an air dash.
Okay, that was cool.
I was like, I was like, fuck no. I played Virgil. I was like, this is not all right, bro. Like, I did this for free. I don't have to devil trigger for this. This gotta go. This shit's too OP, dog.
You don't like stuff like that?
I love stuff like that.
Injustice 2 you can put all the attachments and change how they're moving.
The ironic part is I love shit like that. But I'm like, I don't want to give myself false hope because if I get too used to that, I'm like, oh, why isn't this in the real game?
This is
Injustice 2. But then you get Injustice 2 where it's like, it gets, to a degree. There was definitely some limitations on it, but when you got to the one where it allowed you to do whatever, that shit got so broken. Swamp Thing being able to like 70-80% you from full screen, I was just like, yo, who's playing this right now? It didn't make any sense there. But
that's only in his install, right?
What?
Because he powered up before he could do like.
Yes.
Because I mean, it's
well,
not
no.
everybody's Oh,
no. Actually, no. You're talking about Wolverine. I'm not sure. I don't know if we've released all the details in terms of like if he has to be in like his little Berserker install. But that's not really confirmed here at this point. But we'll have to see.
Because I was gonna say, if that's the case, then everybody is safe to not have it. But if not, and he could just do it even without it, everybody has to air dash. Everybody has to air dash at that point.
Make it an air dash at this point.
Yeah.
Make it an air dash game. So that was just one little tidbit. But the leaks, let's talk about it real quick. And then before we talk about it, this is your spoiler warning. Even though we're about to talk about some leaks, we don't know 100% if this is real or not. So this is the fun part of speculation. But if it ends up being right, we don't want you guys getting upset over possibly getting spoiled on it. So this is your spoiler warning in 3, 2, 1. We are in it now. No holds barred. So reports came in, and there's actually been an update to this since it's actually shown up. But a specific site, Ozone, which is a Bulgarian? Yeah, a Bulgarian retailer named Ozone may have potentially leaked additional characters on the retail page. It happens all the time where, hey, something goes online when it wasn't scheduled to, or maybe it was too early, and then we get some spoilers. It happens quite often. I don't know if they get in crazy trouble for it afterwards, but I'm sure those vendors are not happy afterwards. But yes, stating 20 plus characters at launch, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and more. But then there's 2 other names that are there in between. Those being Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch, and Eric. Wait, he's a Maximoff too, right? Isn't that his last name?
Leshner.
I was about to say no. He's like hella Jewish. I just cannot remember. Magneto's last name, Lechner.
Sure.
That's pretty German.
Wait, no, Eisen. Wait, what? Magneto birth name Max Eisenhart. Okay, then he is commonly known by his alias Eric Lenscher. There we go. I was like, wait, why am I saying this wrong? Yes. Magneto and Scarlet Witch. Damn, that I just brutalized that name.
Thank you.
Magna guy. That dude. Yes, are supposedly in the mix. The reason why we bring up supposedly because there has been an update where that has been taken down, and then there's some speculation on whether or not that was just like the wrong information, potentially for like maybe Marvel Rivals or something. We'll give it with a grain of salt. But that doesn't stop us from having the fun time of enjoying ourselves as to what could be if these characters showed up. These are 2 pretty common characters, pretty popular characters that I think would be great. I mean, obviously Magneto's a no-brainer. We talked about it before. You got an X-Men in there, and it's a Marvel game. It's a versus. If you do not have Magnus, you're already fucking up. And I think Arxis is so into it. They're like, yo, we had to put Wolverine, and we had to put this version of Wolverine, and we had to, kind of really flex it in there. Yes, we'll put in magic, we'll put in danger, we'll get our little extra, weird stuff in there. But like, if we're gonna put legacy characters, especially to the legacy of having a Marvel like fighting game, you gotta have your front runners. Magneto really up there, and it just makes sense with things like Doomsday and all this other stuff going on, right? Like I said, this is all like a ploy to end with marketing towards like Marvel's product and their entire universe of said IP. And then Scarlet Witch, pretty popular in Marvel Rivals, did pretty well there. Can't say the same about the show. It's like not bad, but yeah, but like but we haven't seen her in a fighting game. So it's like, this is one of those characters where we could be like, yes, throw her in. We don't have like a sorceress type. The closest thing we got, I think, right now is someone like Magic, but she's swinging a sword. It's not the same thing. We don't got a Doctor Strange here.
I mean, so we like in Marvel Rivals, she has like all these different moves. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
To see. Yeah. And I mean, look, we've seen her in shows, movies. It's a creative character. You could be open-ended about it. I just
she was a really dope zombie in What If.
Yeah.
Right? Marvel What If, like that crazy zombie version of her was disgusting.
I just want people to go into the expectation of these characters do come out. Do not, at least primarily for Magneto, do not expect Magneto to be this like
tri-dashing
MVC2, UMVC3 like ROM combo character.
You know what? What if they do? What if they say, fuck it, we're just gonna make them the same? Woo!
I'm not gonna lie.
If they could give Danger Eno Dash to kind of give you mix, and then also answers like slash bangs fucking crazy like setup thing, which I think that's what that is behind her. They could give Magneto some try jumps.
I'm okay with it, because then I'm not gonna lie. This may sound biased. I'll get the fuck off of 2XKO if they put Magneto in with try dash and ROM combos. It's iconic. At this point, it is like, MVC the series for that, and having that in it just makes it. I think having Magneto in the first place is just already iconic, right? Like when you think Marvel, you think
it's just like having Iron Man
a lot.
Yeah. Fucking Infinite, like you got to. Like you have.
So I don't know. I like the character choices. As I always tell people, look, you're not going to get the character you want right off the bat, especially when there's hundreds of dozens of characters that can be put in the game. Shut the hell up. I'm not going to say the F word. Shut the hell up, right? And accept that we're getting a game with your favorite IP of characters. Look, Dragon Ball FighterZ came out. I was like, yo, I get to play a fucking Dragon Ball fighting game. Let's go. 2XKO came out. Yeah. And then and now Tokon, right? I'm like, look, people can say the same for Invincible. It's all iconic characters. That's what the IP is about. So I think people should be excited. Whether they're the leaked characters or not, I personally don't care. I think the game's shaping up to be really, really nicely. I know we gave it way back, and then kind of was like, hey, maybe they're going the right direction.
They're addressing it.
I think this leak kind of amps what helps, drive the game. Oh, is this possible? Now it gets everybody talking around the water cooler. And the next thing you know, maybe the characters are not what we thought. Maybe it's even cooler characters.
Yeah, for sure. And real quick, like the reason why this is also just interesting for it to happen is because of Arc World Tour Finals is this month. It's later this month. It's in a couple of it's like 2 weeks. Right on the 2 weeks is on the 22nd, or rather the end date of it is on the 22nd. So maybe there's a world where we might get an announcement there. But there is a good point that they're, because it's like PlayStation games specifically, it's not like going to Steam or anything. Like they might do state of play, or might be in some sort of PlayStation geared event, really, to kind of give it, that casual eye view, because none of all the casuals are gonna see Arc World Tour Finals and be like, oh my god, see the announcement, right? You want the most eyes for when you're making this content and putting it out there, and so there's a world where maybe it might not, but there's also a world where they might say fuck it, and they're like, yo, we're gonna give the FGC a bone, and we're gonna give them an exclusive here and let them get that announcement there, and then we'll put it somewhere else for then the rest of the the 85-90% of the audience that's also gonna buy this game and really pump them numbers up. But yeah, I think pump you up. I mean, Scarlet Witch, I think is a great, interesting choice. I think she will be fun. I would like to see kind of a telekinetic character that could do something cool. Like she's got those, her abilities is like she can literally just change reality, right? Like she's like omnipotent. She's very powerful. It'd be cool if she could do something like maybe do kind of like that scrambler type character. Oh, reverse your controls. Stuff like that. I know that can piss some people off. They're like, oh man. But I also love the situations where, like, imagine you train for that shit and someone reverses your controls and then you just like continue playing. Like Jason did that in MKX. I know we were talking about MKX earlier, but he literally had a move where he cracked his neck and the whole screen had a weird filter on it, and your controls actually were reversed. Forward was backwards, this and that. It was actually kind of hilarious.
forgot
And
about
that happened in tournament. It's not like it was a mod or anything. That was one of his variations.
Was it Jason or was it Quan Chi?
Jason. No, it was Jason.
Okay.
Yeah. It was Jason for sure. It's one of the lesser used ones, but it was a very fun variation to see. Especially if you played online, it was like the trolling. It was the trolling variation. It was awesome. Her being able to maybe be a disruptor character of some kind, to prevent you from doing certain moves and all, i.e., kind of like even like Lucy in Strive, right, where she hacked you and such. Like it would prevent you from doing certain things and all that. Like, it's really cool. I think it would be a great character concept. Once again, this is my speculation. This is not confirmed nor denied right now at this point, but we'll find out when we actually get a proper announcement in the future. But Scarlet Witch and Magneto potentially in Tokon, I think is still an overall positive. So with that, guys, before we actually head off, I do want to give you a quick heads up. I want to apologize straight up. I forgot about posting the stuff last week for question of the week and the poll. So we'll actually be putting those up again this week. I want to get your input on it. Go check out last week's episode if you want to see. But I mean, the question and the poll is pretty straightforward, so I don't think you need to listen to the episode to get your input in. But those will be posted up this week because I want to get it. I want to hear from you guys, and we'll put it up on the next episode. I'm doing it right after this podcast is done recording. So appreciate you guys for the patience there. But that is going to be it for this week's episode, guys. We want to appreciate and thank you guys for hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. If you haven't already, make sure to follow Double Tap at Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms. We're live, of course, on all of your favorite podcast platforms of choice. Feel free to share the show with anyone you think might be interested in fighting game scene, whether it's casual, whether they are in the midst of it, mid-tier learning, or if they're an expert at it, been in the game for a while. I'm sure there's things they'd want to hear from the show here. We can have all those different perspectives as well. But like I said, make sure to follow Double Tap FGC. Make sure to follow my awesome hosts as well. We got Static Gorilla at Static Gorilla on all social media platforms as well as on Twitch and YouTube. What are you doing right now, man? You just got done Resident Evil. We both just got done Resident Evil, so we know you're done there.
Maybe some Marvel this week, but actually, no, I'm not going to stream it. I'm sorry. I lied. But getting back into the swing of things, we'll see what happens. I don't know. You'll see me somewhere.
You'll be somewhere. Yeah. All right. And somewhere else is Meza at Meza FGC. What is going on with you, sir? What you got happening at the moment besides your game?
Unfortunately, playing in the Aegis League as a fucking duo player right now at the moment. But not really much, honestly. Just prepping content, prepping stuff for like the next few weeks to a month, and then we'll see where we go from there. And I'm all over Twitter, so just message me. Usually you'll catch me in the stream. Shout out to Gingerfilth. He caught me and Static Gorilla
on the stream. Diaphone stream.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'd be seeing Gingerfilth out in the wild, just be popping up. Man's a true world warrior.
My Resident Evil stream. Yeah.
World Wide Web warrior.
Yeah.
All right. Well, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all once again. You can make sure you can follow me at CrashTagBS on social media as well. Like I said, just Double Tap FGC. Not only just like on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Bluesky. We're all over the place. So make sure to hit us up there. Want to join in and once again get on those polls and question of the weeks that should be going up after this. Make sure to get involved. doubletap.gg/Discord is one of the main spots. You can go check it out and post up articles, feedback, kick it with our awesome community that's there just to say what's up, hang out with everybody, posting up things. I know we haven't covered as much of it, but like Virtual Fighter has also been like a kind of a hot topic on the Discord right now as things are kind of gearing up. Obviously, as Virtual Fighter 6 is still looming, but we have some awesome community members there that are keeping up with it and letting us know when things are going on, so we appreciate y'all for that. But yeah, come make sure to join doubletap.gg/Discord. Come say what's up. If you're a fan of the episodes or fan of the show in general, that's the spot to be at. But that's gonna be it once again, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. Make sure to check out a new episode next week as we get things ready. Oh, make sure YouTube get a video version of this podcast as well. You can check it out there if you don't just want to listen in. Just check us out there. But that's it for it this week, guys. Once again, thank you. New episode next week, and we'll catch you guys then. Later.